Presenting the overview of the business. So, our group selected the Daily Grind Café for this case study. The cafe was established on 15 January 2024 and is owned by Miss Ayuni. Its tagline, Fueling Your Daily Ambition, reflecting its commitment to serving quality food and beverages. The cafe is located in Subang Jaya, Selangor and mainly serves students and nearby residents. It offers artisanal coffee, tea and freshly prepared meals, with customers typically spending to 20 ringgit to 40 ringgit per visit. For our cost accounting analysis, we selected the cafe two best-selling products, which is the Spanish Latte and the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich. These products allow us to identify and analyze the direct materials, direct labor and manufacturing overhead involved in the production. The Daily Grind Café operates as a sole proprietorship, opening daily from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It has a small team consisting one full-time manager and 3 part-timers. Its standardized recipe and preparation method make it suitable for accurate product
present the flowcharts of the works plans. This flowchart explains the steps that our group follow to complete this project in a systematic and organized way. The first step was discussing and selecting our business. After comparing several businesses, we agreed to choose the Daily Grind Café because it is a food and beverage business that is suitable for applying cost accounting concepts. The second step was collecting information about the cafe. We gathered details about its background, daily operations, products, and business activities. This information helped us understand how the cafe operates and how costs are involved in producing its menu items. The third step was identifying the products for our costing analysis. We selected two best-selling products, which are the Iced Spanish Latte and the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich. These products were chosen because they represent both beverage and food items, making our costing analysis more complete. The fourth step was gathering cost data. We identified the 3 main cost elements, which are direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. For example, direct materials include ingredients and packaging. Direct labors refers to the wage of the barista and kitchen staff, while overhead includes electricity, cleaning supplies, and equipment depreciation. The fifth step was calculating the product cost and preparing the job cost cards. We calculate the total production cost for each product by combining all the cost elements. This allows us to determine the actual cost of producing each item. The sixth step was analyzing the cost components to determine the selling price and expected profit. This step helped us understand whether the products were priced appropriately and whether the cafe could earn a reasonable profit from each sale. Finally, after completing the costing analysis, we prepared our reflection, recommendation, and conclusion. This section summarizes what we learned, suggests improvements for better cost management, and explain the importance of accurate costing in helping the business make better financial decisions.
Product costing in the chosen business. Well, for our product costing analysis, we selected the Daily Grind Café as our chosen business, and the two products analyzed are the Iced Spanish Latte and the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich. We applied the batch costing method because the cafe produces similar products in batches. This method helps us identify the actual production cost and determine a suitable selling price by analyzing different cost components such as direct materials, direct labor, and overhead costs. For the Iced Spanish Latte, we assumed that the cafe produces 2,000 cups monthly, and the cafe operates for 24 days with 10 working hours per day. A 20% markup is applied after calculating the total cost to determine the final selling price. The first cost component is direct materials. These are ingredients that can be directly traced to the production of 1 cup of iced Spanish latte. The main materials include espresso beans, milk, condensed milk, creamer, and ice cubes. The total direct material cost is Rp3,943 monthly, which results in RM1.97 per cup. The second component is direct labor, which involves the barista who directly prepares the iced Spanish latte. The barista is responsible for brewing espresso, mixing the ingredients, and preparing the final beverage. The total direct labor cost is RM1,000 and 41.25 monthly, giving a cost of 52 cents per cup. The third component is direct expenses. These expenses include filtered water and water filter cartridge replacement because they are directly related to producing the beverage. The total direct expense is RM250 monthly, resulting in 13 cents per cup. After calculating the three direct costs, we can determine the prime cost of the iced Spanish latte. Prime cost is calculated by adding direct materials, direct labor, and direct expenses. Therefore, the prime cost for 1 cup of iced Spanish latte is RM2.62. This represents the direct cost required to produce the beverage before including overhead costs. After calculating prime cost, we include manufacturing overhead. Manufacturing overhead consists of indirect costs that support production but cannot be directly traced to 1 cup. Indirect materials cost RM1.76 per cup. Indirect labor costs RM4.50 per cup. And indirect expenses including depreciation cost RM3.43 per cup. By combining the prime cost with all manufacturing overhead costs, we obtain the total manufacturing production cost. The total production cost for 1 cup of iced Spanish latte is RM12.31. Besides production costs, the cafe also has non-manufacturing costs. These include administrative expenses, selling expenses, and distribution expenses. The total non-manufacturing cost for 1 cup of iced Spanish latte is RM2.30. And finally, after combining manufacturing and non-manufacturing costs, the total cost of producing 1 cup of iced Spanish latte is RM40.61. The cafe applies a 20% markup, resulting in a selling price of RM70.53 per cup. This gives the business an estimated profit of RM2.92 for each cup sold. For product 2, the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich, similar to the iced Spanish latte, we assume that the cafe produces 2,000 servings monthly and the business operates 24 days per month with 10 working hours per day. We used the batch costing method and applied a 20% markup pricing method to determine the final selling price. The first component is direct materials, which refers to the ingredients directly used to produce the sandwich. These include sourdough bread, chicken slices, cheddar cheese, and various sauces. The total monthly direct material cost is RM11,633. After dividing this amount by 2,000 servings, the direct material cost per sandwich is RM5.82. The second component is direct labor. For this product, the cook is considered direct labor because they are directly involved in preparing and assembling the sandwich. Total labor cost is RM1,666 per month, which results in 83 cents labor cost for each sandwich. The final component before calculating prime cost is direct expenses. These include grill grease liners and blade sharpening maintenance because they are directly related to preparing the sandwich. The total direct expense is 150 ringgit monthly, giving a cost of 8 cents per sandwich. After calculating all three direct costs, we can determine the prime cost, which is calculated by adding direct materials, direct labor, and direct expenses. Therefore, the prime cost for the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich is 6 ringgit and 73 cents per serving. This amount represents the direct cost required to produce one sandwich before including manufacturing overhead and other operating costs.
Moving to our indirect overhead for toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich, our indirect materials, including the packaging and hygiene essentials like greaseproof paper, clamshell boxes, and napkins, cost us 10,680 ringgit monthly. When spread across our 2,000 unit batch, this adds 5 ringgit and 34 cents to the cost of every sandwich. Next, our indirect labor includes the vital support from our outlet manager, supervisor, and crew members. Their combined monthly cost of 9,000 ringgit translates to 4 ringgit and 50 cent per serving. Finally, our indirect expenses covering electricity, rental, utilities, and pest control, plus the equipment depreciation of 21 cents, bring our total indirect overhead to 3 ringgit and 41 per unit. Combining our prime cost of 6 ringgit and 73 cents with these manufacturing overheads, our total manufacturing cost hits 19 ringgit and 98 cents per serving. We then add our non-manufacturing costs, including administration, marketing, and delivery packaging expenses, which total up to 2 ringgit and 30 cents. This brings our total cost per serving to 22 ringgit and 28 cents. To finalize our strategy, we apply a 20% markup to our total cost. This gives us a selling price of 26 ringgit and 74. This structure is vital because it guarantees a net profit of 4 ringgit and 46 cents per sandwich. This level of detail allows the Daily Grind Cafe to remain competitive while ensuring every single serving contributes positively to our bottom line. Our project analyzes the profitability of the Daily Grind Cafe using a batch costing system. We focus on a production volume of 2,000 units to ensure accurate cost allocation across our two best-selling products, which are the Iced Spanish Latte and the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich. Using our job cost cards, we identify the following per unit cost. For the Iced Spanish Latte, we have a prime cost of 2 ringgit and 62 cents. When we account for our manufacturing and non-manufacturing overheads, the total cost per cup is 14 ringgit and 61 cents. With a 20% markup, we have set a market competitive selling price of 17 ringgit and 53 cents. For the sourdough sandwich, our prime cost is slightly higher at 6 ringgit and 73 cents due to premium ingredients. Including all production and non-production overheads, the total cost per sandwich is 22 ringgit and 28 cents. Adding our 20% markup, the resulting selling price is 26 ringgit and 74 cents. These cards reveal that while our sandwich has a higher cost base, it carries a solid profit of 4 ringgit and 46 cents compared to the 2 ringgit and 92 cent profit from the latte. This data allow management to focus on high margin items and optimize our kitchen labor and machine usage to minimize waste. Ultimately, these job cost cards provide the transparency needed for the data-driven pricing and sustainable growth in the competitive Subang Jaya cafe market.
I would like to present several recommendations to improve business cost management. Firstly, the business should implement a detailed cost analysis and tracking system. By monitoring operational expenses on daily basis, management can identify unnecessary spending and reduce wastage. For example, tracking costs related to raw materials, packaging, utilities, and transportation allows the business to determine which area contribute the highest expenses and take corrective action accordingly. Secondly, the business should adopt modern technology to improve efficiency and reduce operating costs. Nowadays, digital tools such as inventory management software, POS system, and QR code payment method can simplify business operation. Imagine a situation where inventory levels are updated automatically in real time. This is not only save time but also reduce the risk of stock shortage and inventory loss. As a result, the business can operate more efficiently while minimizing unnecessary costs. Lastly, the business should establish proper budgeting and forecasting practice. A well-prepared budget helps control expenses and prevent overspending, while forecasting enables the company to anticipate future sales and production costs by comparing actual expenses with planned budget regularly. The business can quickly adapt to change such as increasing raw material price and avoid financial difficulties. In conclusion, effective cost management is essential for improving profitability and ensuring long-term business sustainability. By implementing detailed cost tracking, modern technology, and proper budget and forecasting, the business can achieve greater efficiency, reduce wastage, and strengthen its financial performance.
In conclusion, the job cost card is an important tool for the Daily Grind Café because it helps track and manage the cost of producing each product, such as the Iced Spanish Latte and the toasted chicken and cheese sourdough sandwich. By recording direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead, the cafe can accurately calculate production costs, improving pricing decisions, and reduce unnecessary waste. This also helps management plan operation more efficiently and maintain better financial control. Overall, implementing a job cost card promotes accountability, improves financial reporting, and supports better decision making. It also strengthens the cafe long-term profitability and helps it remain competitive in the food and beverages industry. That's all from us. Thank you very much.